what people tend to use is what we call a 2D approach, which can be very subjective. So you've got the CV and you've got a job description. So it's people trying to sort of make a fit. It's almost trying to make a 3-piece jigsaw with only 2 pieces. So you've got the CV, which includes things like the eligibility factors, the qualifications, experience, that type of thing. Job descriptions, which sometimes you get a really good detailed comprehensive job description. Sometimes they can be quite bare and not very well thought out. So the first thing is trying to obviously make sure it's a decent job description with a good explanation of that specific role. But the problem is with that 2D approach of the CV and the job description, trying to make a match, it is, as I've mentioned, it's very subjective. It's very difficult to keep the personal bias out that approach. So you see someone, you like them, or you like a CV, or there might be something on the CV even, like they've been to the same university or something in common with yourself. You will tend to like them, which I think we've spoke about in previous videos, called the horns and halo effect. So it's trying to keep that unconscious or that personal bias out the process, and to make sure you make the right decision, or as best as you can. Because we've spoke as well about the cost of a bad hire. I think we've mentioned some of the stats showing, I think it was 300% of the salary.
Yeah,
that can
300%.
300% of the cost of a bad hire. So taking the personal bias out the way, taking the horns or the halo effect out the process, and not relying on the 2D element of a CV and a job description.
Yeah. I think, in summary there, just that cost of a bad hire, we've said it many times before, but potentially of up to 300%. And this is what you'll be feeling in an organisation where my talent management or my recruitment or my acquisition strategy is not quite working. It feels painful, feels expensive. It's maybe because there's a fair bit of rework in the system, so the return on investment doesn't seem that good. So the 2D approach is one way, and we've all experienced it, and I guess some of you guys are still experiencing that as well. CVs, and we're comparing against a job description. So it's flat. It's on sort of those 2 dimensions.